folks should understand that we're out there now. We might not be ready for a lot of this stuff. We're doing the best we can.
What if I told you that a Stargate teaser clip, very similar to the one you just saw, was going to be shown at San Diego Comic-Con?
It'll be like the weirdest Comic-Con ever.
And following that video, the unveiling of a roadmap and plan for new Amazon on Stargate.
Wait, what did you say?
What'd you say?
What did you say?
That's right. According to an insider very close to the project, we've been able to confirm that Amazon was fully prepared to move forward with Stargate right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
This isn't a rumor or a take it with a grain of salt. This and everything we're about to share with you is verified from people close to the situation.
We did not reveal our sources.
So why was the announcement canceled, and what does this mean for Stargate moving forward?
Great question. Love where your head's at.
Who are the showrunners and actors involved, and what were their plans?
Please say that it's going to be good.
Who will be taking the reins now, and is there still a chance for Stargate co-creator Brad Wright to be involved?
I hope so.
We have new details never heard before, and it is eye-opening, so you don't want to miss this episode. Also, make sure you stay tuned later where we'll be showing you why private internet access will change the way you use content on the internet.
Nice, the dark web. It's the only place you can buy quality bat meat. Gross.
And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please do so now. And give us a thumbs up if you want more honest pop culture like this. And stay tuned to the end to see how to get this awesome Stargate-inspired design from the amazing artists at mixtees.com.
Can you reverse the polarity?
I'll do my best.
Engine room. Warp speed.
We should be clear that this Stargate news is incredibly important. And while it is temporarily disappointing that the official announcement of new Stargate is now pending as a result of the WGA SAG-AFTRA strike, it's monumental because it was the green light we've been waiting more than a decade to hear.
Greenlight, man.
Yeah!
Despite all the recent rumors that Amazon was moving forward with Stargate, there was nothing official.
Yo, Wonder Bread.
Even the Deadline article that got everyone excited back in April was simply a repeat of what we'd already shared in December.
By the way, that's old news.
Let's face it, the seesaw of good news and bad news has been enough to make a seasoned sailor seasick.
Say that 10 times fast, but not now.
Going all the way back to the announcement that new Stargate movies were coming and then canceled in 2014, to the rise of the Stargate Command streaming service in 2017, including its fall in 2019, the awkward attempt at Stargate Origins webisodes, and Brad Wright's announcement that he was in contact with MGM and they were taking it seriously. Of course, right after that, silence.
So we'll cancel Stargate Atlantis and do a Battlestar spin-off. Then we'll start a Stargate-only streaming service with a low-budget web series called Stargate Origins. And it's gone.
What?
Then, during COVID, the announcement that Brad was writing a new Stargate script for MGM, and then of course came the incredible and unexpected sale of MGM and with it Stargate to Amazon.
Now that Amazon has purchased our studio, let's try for a new series with Brad Wright. Now let's ignore his script and lowball Mark Fergus and Hawk Ospey till they stop taking our calls, and it's gone!
So for fans who've been riding the waves of hope and despair of the franchise returning over the past decade, this was an actual moment we'd been waiting for. The green light.
Hey! On Earth, green means go!
And while some might argue that the fingers of fate who never want new Stargate to be made strolled over to the wall and just pulled the plug on it, we get it. There's something to be said for that. But this announcement is a lot different than all the others.
Well, it better be, or I'll have your balls in a jar on my desk.
The Stargate owners have always been strangely quiet about the status of the franchise. MGM would announce something and then we'd get radio silence for years.
Nada, zero, zilch, nothing.
It's as if no one wanted to share the bad news. They couldn't get new Stargate made. So when Amazon firmly decided to plant 2 feet into the ground and say, we're making new Stargate, it's a big deal.
Huge.
massive.
especially when they didn't have anyone locked down to make it.
Wait a minute.
That's right, Amazon was going to announce new Stargate without a finalized deal with a creator. But we'll get back to that in a moment.
So, let's circle back.
There is one thing that we can take away from this above all else, and that's that Amazon is serious about making Stargate. The question is, reboot or continuation?
No one talks about the reboots.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
So what direction does Amazon want to go with the new Stargate? Well, it's good news for fans of Stargate SG-1 and Atlantis. According to sources very close to the project, the big announcement was scheduled July 23rd at Comic-Con during a panel.
Undomesticated equines could not remove me.
The plan was to unveil the Stargate Roadmap moving forward, starting with a movie and then a limited series. The movie would serve as a pilot, bridging the gap between Stargate SG-1, Atlantis, and the new series. And while the guest list was not completely finalized before the strike canceled the event, a number of Stargate alum were hopeful attendance. This includes Amanda Tapping, Michael Shanks, Joe Flanagan, Robert Picardo, David Hewlett, Paul McGillian, Lexa Doing, and Christopher Heyerdahl.
I think it'll be enough.
It's what we've got.
The teaser video we would have seen prior to the announcement started with a shot of the Golden Gate Bridge panning down to reveal a Stargate underwater being activated.
Oh, okay, so now we're talking. Now, what do we...
The teaser wasn't hinting at a specific story, but to build up some hype for the new project.
Mission accomplished.
Despite an exciting 5th season, Stargate Atlantis fans were disappointed when the series ended at the bottom of San Francisco Bay, albeit Todd was a prisoner and the Earth was safe for now. But the series finale, also the 100th episode, wasn't meant to be written as a finale.
Indeed.
And Amazon wisely chose this moment to bring us back to. They also have a short list of actors they have in mind, although our sources couldn't share that with us as it will likely change once the character sheets are ready.
Alright, I write Stargate fan fiction, so I think I know what I'm talking about right now.
Stargate Universe fans may have noticed the lack of actors from that show, and despite being canceled after the 2nd season, there are a lot of fans who want to know what happened to the Destiny and its trapped team. Unfortunately, according to sources, Stargate Universe will be left out, due in part because the cast size, as well as a bit of a tricky situation dealing with David Blue.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Which is a shame because you can't really address Universe without the character of Eli Wallace.
I think I want my lawyer to look it over first.
And by lawyer, I assume you mean mother.
What exactly is tricky about working with Blue was not shared, but we do know from his June 11th interview with the Shuttlepod Show that he and other members of Stargate Universe would love to come back to the characters in full-time roles.
Every actor on SGU that I've spoken to would come back in a heartbeat. Every actor from SG1 and Atlantis, for the most part, would come back in a heartbeat and we're like, yeah, I'd love to play in this world more.
But ultimately, whatever the reason, Amazon chose to consider ideas that didn't include incorporating Universe, which we are learning is likely why Brad Wright's pilot script that he wrote wasn't considered.
Truth is, I'm slowing you down, and you want to get rid of me.
We'll go deeper into Wright, his script, and how he can still be attached to New Stargate in just a moment. But besides Brad's involvement, many fans have clamored for more behind-the-scenes work from other show veterans.
Hey, kids.
And while Richard Dean Anderson wasn't interested in participating at the time of the planning of Comic-Con,
3 of us. The world, we save it, right?
and Jason Momoa's schedule isn't free until 2025, insiders shared that some of the original cast members attending the announcement would be coming back behind the camera as opposed to being a part of the regular cast.
Let me think about it.
Amanda Tapping has said on multiple occasions that she would love to direct future Stargate, so that's something to look out for.
To take an episode from start to finish, to be responsible for every single shot.
A lot of the trouble finalizing who would be attending the announcement was already difficult when the WGA strike began. But when actors joined the picket lines, there was no way Amazon could go forward with the announcement.
I have no use for people. I find people weird and confusing. I've made promises to my superiors that I most certainly cannot keep.
And as a result of the ongoing strike, the waters surrounding Stargate are now murky at best. According to our sources, the strike could hit Stargate as well as the RoboCop reboot hard.
That's why I need you idiots to work twice as hard. No, strike that. 4 times as hard.
The timeline will 100% be shifted, but we are told that there are several people pushing hard to make sure both projects don't end up back on the shelf.
I need you morons to work 8 times harder than you've ever worked in your entire life!
We're also being told that as Amazon begins shifting focus from scripted content to non-scripted shows, planning dates will be pushed out. Since non-scripted neither requires writers or actors, that's where Amazon and other studios will be going.
I'm having a heart attack. Yeah, I'm having a heart attack. Get back to work.
Our insiders say that if the strike isn't over by September, then everything could be delayed until as late as 2027. If the strike continues into 2024, the production slate for the following year will be determined, and we'll have to wait until the end of the following year to get the ball rolling on new scripted projects like Stargate.
Okay, well, that's not good.
MGM industry veteran Jenny Stiven of Clio Consulting opened up about her thoughts on the strike during an interview on Dial the Gate with David Reed and GateWorld's Darren Sumner, July 15th.
There's some resentment.
Stiven explained that in a worst-case scenario, that whenever this strike does end, it's a 6-month to 2-year problem depending on what part of the industry you're in.
You won't see new scripted domestic product.
Stiven believes that even if an agreement was reached in September, it would take several months to complete, and with the holidays, we could easily see the strike go into 2024. In a best-case scenario, Stiven says everyone could go back to work in September if an agreement is reached quickly.
Oh my God, would that be amazing?
Although it's not looking like that at the moment.
It's not looking. What do you mean it's not looking good?
So based on that information, despite Amazon wanting to launch new Stargate now, we are at an impasse pending development of the strike.
Most broadcast networks are going to switch over to reality television, are going to switch over to anything that's quote unquote unscripted.
So what was happening before the strike began?
A lot of stuff. Do you really want to know?
Yes.
Back in December, we reported that Mark Fergus, Hawk Otsby, and Naren Shankar, who brought us The Expanse, asked for the Stargate series on Amazon.
I like that. I like that a lot.
A deal couldn't be made at the time due to reports that Amazon wanted to pay less per episode than the team wanted.
I don't like that.
The Expanse team also wanted a 3-season guarantee to go along with a hefty budget for the series.
Just give them what they want.
Just give them what they want.
Yeah.
But I don't want to give them what they want.
I'll give them what they want, please.
And while negotiations have continued even up to the strike with Fergus and his team, Amazon has had to go back to the drawing board.
I feel like I'm cursed.
Their current plan is to produce a movie as a special 2-part event that acts as a pilot for a new series.
Jen Salka could have a movie. Nick Pepper could have his series. The fans could have something that is not just referential, but involves SG1, SGA, SGU, and then there's something new.
Our sources tell us the strike put a halt to Amazon's negotiations right after they agreed on the current game plan. In fact, the strike has now left the door wide open. It's still possible that Fergus and his team could end up closing the deal, but depending on how long the strike goes on for, this could create an opening for Brad Wright.
Okay. Let's do this.
Which, as you can see from our Change.org Save the Gate campaign, many Stargate fans want.
I think you should give it to me.
While we still don't understand why Amazon didn't reach out to Wright requesting script changes that aligned with the vision they were looking for,
For crying out loud, Jack.
we are being told there shouldn't be any reason Amazon wouldn't consider a revised plan of action from the Stargate co-creator after the strike, especially as they haven't finalized a deal with anyone yet.
It's only gonna get worse. Indeed.
What we wouldn't give to have Brad Wright, Joseph Malazzi, and other Stargate veteran writers creating new content on a series. But what do you think of all this insider news? Does knowing Amazon is eager to launch new Stargate give you more confidence that new content is on the way? What do you think of the teaser that showed a Stargate activating on the bottom of San Francisco Bay? How do you feel about Universe likely not being a part of the revival? And lastly, do you want Brad Wright to champion the new project, or do you want to see what the Expanse creatives have up their sleeve? Let's talk about it in the comments below. You know where we stand on the future of Stargate, and if you also stand with us on Brad Wright Stargate, please consider signing the petition at SaveTheGate.org, and let's hope Brad will be knocking down Amazon's door at the conclusion of the strike. Also, don't forget our Stargate-inspired designs in our store. Get 20% off your purchase by using coupon code THEPOPCAST. The link is in the description below. Until next time,